Now we want to work on login and password. So in this, this is a GUI based program. Now for this program, we need the two files, two header files. One is AWT and second we need import java x dot swing, and we also need import to handle the exception. Okay, all, just a minute, let me enlarge it. Yes, all the files are sorry, packages are already imported. Now we need AWT for event handling as well as for basic components. Then event to handle the action listener and action perform method, and swing components are used as JLabel, JText field, JPassword field, JButton, all are present in swing package. So here what we are going to write is the class name that we have given to the program, that is login pass extends JFrame. We want our class to behave like a frame and implements action listener, because on button click we want to get the message whether the login is successful or not, and for that we have to handle the event on button, and for handling event on button we have to use action listener. Now what we want in this screen, so first we need two labels just to display username and password. Okay, after displaying two labels we need to get the input from the user in text field, so we need two text field. Now here I have not written tf1 tf2 because whenever you enter the password you don't want your password to be visible to others, and hence what you have to do, you have to simply show your you can see the name that you type but you can't see the password, and for that we have a component called as jpassword field. If you type any data in this text field or jpassword field, that will be in the star format. Okay, that will be encrypted. And after these text field and password field, we need one button named as login, on which if you click you will get the message as login is successful or login is failed or whatever is the problem during that login. So these are the data members we need. That means references for JLabel, these are only references, these are not objects. Then for text field and for password field as well as for button. Now we will write down a constructor where object for all these five will be created. So first is L1 new label username. So this particular label will be displayed once you add L1 to the frame. L2 is password. Text field 1 will have a length 15. So at the most you can enter 15 characters to it, and password field also will have 15 characters. So these 15 are written in these two text field. So JPassword field is a specialized text field, remember. Now there was a button named as reference was login. So login is equal to new button, and on that button we'll see the label as login. Okay. Now uh, before these are the only objects created. Now the sequence in which you create the object will never visible in the same sequence. The sequence in which you add the object on the container, that will be the sequence. That sequence is important. Now before adding object to the container we must set the layout. So by default layout of the frame is border layout, but we don't want that, we want a flow layout, so we have to explicitly set it. After setting the layout we also need to set some size to our frame. Okay, so here 300 by 300 is taken. Then we need to add those objects created of components. Now the sequence in which we add is important. First add label, that we it means you can see username, this username. then add text field which is waiting for username to get entered. Then next label will be password, and password field is a text field where you can enter your password, and at the end your button named as login. Okay, so these 5 objects will be added in the same sequence as we have written here. Okay, and as the layout is flow layout, the sequence of adding component is from left top to the right bottom in the linear manner. Okay, now this is regarding the adding components to the container. Now as we want to handle the event, or we want to take some action on button after clicking button, so on that button object we have to add the listener, otherwise action will not be taken. So this is a registering of component to take particular action or for event handling. And at the end, don't forget to set visibility as true. Okay, and once you click on the cross button of your window, you want to close it, and for that set default operation must be set. And now what your default operation you want set default close operation, and on JFrame the constant will be exit on close. There are various different values available. We want to exit from the window, so exit on close. Now, as we have registered here action listener, we have to handle the action. Okay, so method that is available with action listener is action perform. Okay, so we are going to override this, so we must write public keyword. There is no return type, and name of the method is action perform. It always take action event as an argument. Okay, now in this method first part we will identify from which button or from which component this event is generated. Now this is an example where we have only one button, but you may have OK and cancel 2 buttons on your screen. So from which button the event is generated, whether it is from OK or whether it is from cancel, and for that you need to identify who is the generator of that event. Okay, so for the same purpose, what we do, we just find out what is the name on that button. Okay, so e dot get action command. E is the action event object. Okay, e dot action command will return the name that is present on the, or label that is present on button. Okay, so s will contain login. Now we check whether s equals login. If it matches, then the action taken will be this bracket, whatever we have written inside this if will be executed. Now what we need to check, once you click on this login button, we need to compare the login name with particular value and password with particular value. So what we do, we write the text field tf1, which was the text field for username, get its text. Okay, and check whether it is equal to particular name. So I have written value here Ranjana. So read the name whether it is equal to Ranjana, and pf is a password field. Read the text from it and check whether it is equal to my password, that is capital PASS. Okay, now if condition is what, and both should match, first as well as second. If both are true, then we'll display the message with the help of a dialog box called as J option pane. Okay, show message box, message dialog on the current container. What message we want, login successful, and this will be the heading to that dialog box. And what type of message it is it a error message or it is a information message? So we have written it is a information message. Now if your login username is matching but password is not matching, so this condition becomes false and it goes to else. What else says, invalid username or password, please re-enter. Okay, this error message is given. Once you give this error message, whatever were the values in TF1 and PF, that is in the field for username, text field for username and password field, those should be set to blank. Okay, because we are asking the user to re-enter, so both should be set as empty with the help of empty double quotes. Okay, now this is regarding the action perform. Unless and until you implement your action listener, you will not be able to write down this. Okay, you will everywhere you will get a red line below this action perform, below this action listener, and so on. Now, to run this, we have to simply create anonymous object in the main. So new login password anonymous object is created. Okay. Now we will execute this and let us see what is the output. Username. So first of all, I will write down the correct username and password. Login. It gives me the message as login successful. Then if we try to enter the wrong login name, wrong password, it will give the message invalid username. If you are not able to see the output of this here, you just try to execute it, your code with the valid username and password, and next time with the invalid username and password.